Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. I do that on purpose, Brad, and then I end up screwing myself. So, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, I've had that opening for a while. I just never really took time to add it. So, I don't know what the music was. I can't hear it. It's kind of in a program, so I'll have to go back.
I like it.
Yeah, I'll have
I
to
kinda
go
like
back.
it.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and check it out. But anyway, how are you guys doing this afternoon?
Well, sir.
Did you get
Hot heat wave.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
hot. I was outside getting a bunch. I was out shopping. I had to buy some shirts. I had bought a heat press. I'm working on some designs, but I got some shirts, and they didn't have a lot of this stuff I wanted. But I had to go out and get some other things. But what did you guys have to do? Did you get your Subaru fix there, Chris?
Oh, no. No, that's my buddy's Subaru. He
That's
put
what I mean. Your buddy.
one of those performance twin clutches on it. We had a hard time getting the transmission back up on it yesterday, and still haven't done it. It's hard. The transmission jack we have kind of sucks. We really need to lift for that kind of stuff. But, places a business won't let you use their stuff because of insurance reasons. So that's why you got to pay all that jack crap stuff. So I'm just glad it ain't my problem.
I hear you, man. I definitely hear you. So, Troy, what's going on? Like anything exciting since the last time we were talking?
Since last night.
Yeah, right.
By the way, I'm sorry I had to cut out early.
No, that's fine.
Night.
I thought
I was just like tired.
Next time, just butt in if you want to say bye or something.
Okay, that's fine.
Once we start talking, it's kind of hard, man.
I know. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, we're doing okay. Melting away in this heat.
I see we got a little
for the last 7 days.
Well, it was hot today. I wasn't out. I'm out in it every day. I understand I got a pull, but I had some errands to run. I'm still not done. We're never done. But so I wanted to kind of. They got home about I don't know, maybe quarter to. No, what time did they go home? After 2, maybe 2:30. So I didn't have much time to do what I had to do and just kick back. And but I did hear, I don't know if it's true, somebody said that it was a 20-year-old kid who did the shooting last night.
Yeah, it was a 20-year-old.
Registered Republican, but did donate to the Democratic Party a couple years ago. So we don't know
he probably registered before he carried out that act to make it seem like, oh, he was a Republican. I mean, he never voted. He was only 20.
Yeah. So who knows, but I have to ask you, what could possibly be up with the 20-year-old that he feels the need to do that? How hard is life been for him?
Dude, if you look at all these shooters, it's always the guys that look weird as shit. The guys that look like they get stuffed in a locker, swirled in high school.
Swirled.
Bullied.
Well, he didn't look that way from
his
his high school picture, his yearbook picture. He looked pretty good.
Well, most of these people, if you've noticed, that have been doing these mass shootings are on medications that are psychological medications such as lithium and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
So,
bottom line is it sucks. Yeah, let's get to the chat real quick, but I just wanted to touch on
Brad.
that.
Well, there was a video of a guy that came out and said he was his classmate, and he said he got bullied every day.
Okay.
Oh, did he?
Oh,
Yeah, there
I
you
don't
go.
know.
Okay.
Isaac Ramirez is in the house. Chris May is in both houses. What's up, Brad? Coyote. We got East Side Harold. What's up, East Side? You ready for your squad or what? JoJo's in the house. Coyote. Darlene Mosher. Bernard. What's up, Bernard? Fly Eagles Fly. Yeah, for you, my man. West Virginia country boy. You need to get on in here one of these days. JoJo tells me she's getting a camera and she's going to log in with us. Yeah. Right, JoJo?
Wow.
No, I'm playing.
Yeah.
What's up, Twiz? How are you, Twiz? You
Somebody
know what
said
they
he had
say about
joined
people who
some
drive
radical group,
Subarus. So
too.
here we go, talking shit. What did they say?
All right.
What did they
It's all right,
say?
Eastside. It's not my car. So, I don't really care.
What do they say?
I don't know.
Exactly.
All I know is it's a pain in the ass. I've never seen anything like it. You order the parts for stuff and they give you the wrong one every time.
There he is. There's the man, the myth, the legend. Mark Holmes. Mark is on video number 12.
Of today.
He called me. I was in a Bosco. my wife was in trying on a bunch of stuff, so I was sitting down. So you caught me at a good spot. So we were talking. I like his. I like Mark's. I like his response. Of course, yeah. Uploading, exactly. Uploading.
Mark, you got to do 12 videos on that.
He makes a video, right? And, listen, I know he's not slowing down YouTube. I never said that. I meant in life. Trust me. After going to the friggin' Hall of Fame, I've been to multiple trips with him. After the Hall of Fame, he's ready to go home and start cutting something or digging something or painting something or whittling something. He's just ready to go. Too much sitting around, I get it. I'm the same way, but Mark takes it to a different level. Mark takes it to
He's got 5 uploading.
Yeah, and I'm getting to the story. So he says that. Brian says, I did see that one. He said, Brian says that you take it easy. It had nothing about you being old, Mark. It had nothing about that. It's just about the human body can only take so much, right? So, but you are no spring chicken. So, with that being said, he says people were bitching about, what's the matter? You're not doing any videos. So he goes, you know what? Now I'm going to do 12 videos. So get ready. He's coming hot and heavy.
Yeah, let Mark take a day off. Jeez.
God
Good
forbid,
Lord.
right? God forbid. What's up, Marcus Blackman? Jacoby.
Mark, you should disappear 2 weeks before training camp, Mark. Just don't make one video.
Yeah, right? Yeah. He should. Oh, well, yeah.
Back first day of training camp.
Listen, he's the one that told me.
Nice.
Like sometimes I think he forgets. He's the one that told me when you start getting some rude people, and then you're doing something right. So I definitely get my share of rude people, but it's pairs in comparison to what Mark gets, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I'm new to the game. So
by the way, there's always a video with Leo, Mark.
Yeah. Jacoby Jones, real quick here. Jacoby Jones.
Oh my gosh, 40 years old.
Yeah,
Sad, man. Really sad.
Yeah, Jacoby Jones family. Now, did we hear? Now, if anybody don't know who Jacoby Jones is, he was
the kickoff return for 108 yards.
He was
Super Bowl.
Baltimore Raven. The family released a statement confirming that the former NFL player has died at the age of 40. The cause of death has not been announced. I'm curious as to. I wonder why. I hope it wasn't nothing self-inflicted. I hope it wasn't. Again, that's why you never know.
Yeah,
like
he
Mark
was with
says.
the Houston Texans too.
I always say you never. Mark says, what does Mark say at the end of his videos? He says,
because the ones you love,
always,
you love them because you never know if they'll be here.
That one.
Always hug the one.
Yeah.
Always hug the ones you love, and because you never know.
And I always say, like, I don't have a end of a video tagline, but how I look at
maybe you
life
can
is,
come up with
well, I just wanted to say this, like, I've learned over the years in my short time, my 52 short years, going on 53 in a couple of weeks, that you don't ever assume that somebody you're talking to is having a good day. Please don't assume I'm having a good day, because I may not be, or the next guy. So if you go with that attitude that the person that you may run into at a store, at a gas station, at a Wawa or whatever, Piggly Wiggly's, at a whatever, don't assume they're doing great. Maybe they need somebody to be nice to them. Well, maybe be nice. What if I'm on the edge, right? And the east side comes in shooting the shit at me, right? And I'm already on the edge. That's not helping me,
My
east
gosh.
side. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
man? But anyway, enough of that. I just wanted to reach, Mark brought it up. Jacoby Jones has passed away. It sucks. 40 years old. So we got that going for us.
Died in his prime.
Yeah, definitely.
young.
Definitely did. But we are sitting here. We are $9 away from our goal to give something away today. So if anybody wants something, you can only do it if we get to the goal. But what do you guys want to talk about today? Like I said, this is a channel member Zoom. We got Wade in here. We got Troy. We got Chris. you know, obviously we talked about what happened at nauseum. It seemed like people, you know, some people get pissed about everything. You know, I took away a couple mods. I'm sure they're going to be pissed. But at the end of the day, when I asked you not to talk and be rude about politics, and you just keep spamming the chat towards the end of the video last night, I went back and watched, and I won't forget that. So he no longer has a wrench. I will not say his name either. So people are rude, man. So that's how we got to roll. I don't care who you vote for. Trust me, I could give two shits, but you know, just respect people.
No, I don't care. I don't care who people vote for. What I will say is I don't like when people get on there and say, "Oh man, the bullet missed him. It should have hit him."
Oh, no,
you know, like that.
Right.
Like, oh man, bro,
Oh,
hell.
Oh, that was that's bad.
No, like we said, he got lucky as shit. He's absolutely lucky. You know what I mean? So anybody running for president has the right to have.
Better yet, what about that representative from Colorado?
Remember
what he did?
Yeah. Who was that?
That idiot.
What did he say?
He said something to the effect of how the country is sympathizing for a devil or something.
Stop. I say that's where we're wrong.
I know.
All right, man. Thanks for stopping in, Mark. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Dude, it was like, you know, that was history last night, for real. Like, what happened? I mean, there hadn't been a president, like a former president or, you know, assassination attempt here in America since Reagan.
Right.
Yeah.
It's been over 40 years. It's a long time.
If you notice, though, they don't seem to miss when it's a Democratic president. You know, and
no kidding.
That could be funny, right? They don't know how to miss when it's a Democratic.
Well, Reagan did get shot.
Yeah, he got shot.
Did survive.
Yeah. He didn't get hit.
He got hit, but not very
didn't
bad.
blow his head up. Devil, and I'm not laughing at that, but let's face it, you know, Devil Dog, what's going on, my man? And again, I don't give a shit who anybody votes for. I'll be honest with you, I'm not thrilled with it either. But again, it don't matter to me. It's not right. And just like you know, I don't care what people think about RFK Jr. Like I said, he's entitled to have a security. He's running for president.
You know, I can't stand Joe, but I'm gonna tell you right now, someone tried to kill him. I would not be happy about that. I would not be happy about that at all.
Yeah, I don't like when people say, "Well, former President Trump." No, that's President Trump. I don't care if you voted for him or not. The people voted him. That's what. See, that's what's upset. You know, like that's what's upsetting to me because when you know,
this is the other.
That's the president. He'll always be the president, in my opinion.
Here's the other thing, too, the Secret Service says is until he's the actual Republican nominee, he doesn't get afforded that protection that a nominee would get.
Was Gerald
I don't
Ford
understand
a
that,
Democrat?
though. He's a former president, though.
Well, he gets a little more now as a former president, but he's not going to get as much as say
RFK
Joe Biden
Jr. Let's just say I'm not telling you whether I would vote for him or
That's
not.
crazy.
Yeah, but they dropped the ball though. The Secret Service protected him. They didn't like to secure the high grounds. I mean, dude, this guy was
exactly.
Yeah.
What's up,
like
Felix?
that.
He should have never been up there.
Not to
Shouldn't have
mention, they requested more help and didn't get it. They were denied.
And that's because the lady of the Secret Service, you know, let people get whatever you can get pissed however you want to. There's a lot of identity politics, and we got to be inclusive. It's like no. I want the best of the best protecting my life. I don't care what they look like or who they are. Right. I don't want to hire someone to protect my life just because of the color of their skin or if they're this or that. I want the best of the best.
And I did notice, if you noticed, there was two women standing in front of him. You know.
Yeah.
That was
two lady bodyguards.
Hey, good for them, but yeah, I'm just. But yeah. Like I was saying, RFK Jr. He is a.
For crying out loud, John!
What happened, John Gotti?
It's
Gotti. Shells, not shells, dumb.
Forget it. I'll.
What happened?
I don't like that.
What happened?
He was. Mark's misspelled
Come on, Bradley.
Shells, and then
Thanks,
he came
brother.
on. He came on and.
He's a fuck yeah. Come on, John Gotti. Well, we know who John Gotti is, right?
That's why I timed him out.
Yeah. Brad Harris with the 1999 super chat. Brad,
Nice, Brad.
You know, I tell you,
Yay.
take care of yourself, brother. You know that. You know it. Brad, I bought a bunch of shirts, my man.
And here's the
One's
thing.
going to go your way
See,
once I get my logos together.
I was gonna say look, people, you can vote however you want to, but we got an issue here. When you have the media, you can go back. There's compilations and clips out the ass about this, where they're calling Trump Hitler, saying he's a threat to our democracy. You cannot do that. You cannot say that. He was our president for 4 years. I don't remember threat to democracy. I don't remember us being involved in wars and America falling. So we got to quit with this fear mongering bullshit.
Well, let me tell you something that I'm kind of irritated about, and this is democracy crap. There's been other countries like Russia that have had democracy, and it failed. Okay. The reason why our soldiers go and fight is not for democracy; it's for the constitutional values and the Bill of Rights.
Yeah,
we are a
and
constitutional republic, not a democracy.
None of that was under threat under Trump. That's what I'm saying. They're making it seem like that's under threat because Trump's about to get reelected. Hold up, he was the president for 4 years. Nothing happened.
Exactly, Coyote.
Nothing happened.
Mm.
But
he's Hitler. Do y'all people know who Hitler is? Or why are we comparing this dude to Hitler?
Well,
you know who's worse than Hitler?
Ridiculous.
You know who's worse than Hitler? Himmler, the commander of the SS.
Oh, you mean Hitler, the guy that caused, World War II, war in Europe, the extermination of the Jewish people? That Hitler? That marched across Europe?
Himmler was worse. He put a lot of Jews to death in those concentration camps. My dad was a walking history book. It's different being a military dependent.
Dude, Stalin was worse than them all. Hell, he killed over 11 million of his own people.
Oh, God damn.
I mean,
the Phillies are getting absolutely shelled. Jesus.
By the A's?
Another upper deck bomb. It's like 12-3. Well, I think Phillies have kind of mailed it in 13-3. This is the last game before the All-Star break. Yo, what's this? CNN or Fox? All right, Marcus. All right, brother. All right. Listen, it's a big event.
We can talk about whatever we want to on this damn community live stream.
Yeah, that's why I do it. You guys can talk whatever you want. Listen, it's a big event. I mean, then again, my wife doesn't like watching that shit.
It's an American historical. This is going to be in history books, whether you think it is or not. It will be.
It will be. It will be. And
So don't sit here. Oh, this is not a big event. Talk about the Dallas Cowboys. There ain't shit to talk about with the Cowboys right now. We ain't done dick all off season.
Yeah, and then you hear that we are in on
all in.
Now, who's that linebacker that they're linking us to now? Who's Edmonds? Is it Edmonds?
Yeah.
Terrell Edmonds? Is that who they're linking us to? One of those. I'm like, we're not. Since when? Yeah, Marcus. We're just chit chatting. If you give me a topic, like I always tell people, these it's channel member Zoom calls. That's why I want more people in there because we got 4 now. But Sundays aren't always easy for people. You know what I mean? But since I closed it off to just channel members, we get less people.
Yeah, we're in the heart of the NFL offseason in winter. And we just had a former president that almost got killed. So what do you want us to talk about? The Dallas Cowboys that literally have done nothing, like they always do, or a major event in U.S. history? Just saying.
Gerald Ford, was he was a Democrat or Republican?
Who?
Ford.
Gerald was a Republican.
Okay, well because Mark said that.
The only president in history not to
That's
be
what I said.
elected
He missed him
vice
3
president
times.
or president.
What's that? What's that?
Yeah, he was the only president not to be elected vice president or president.
You know who I had the honor to do it, and I would love to go back and do it again with him if he would do it because my wife is big into that. Is Mark is unbelievably knowledgeable when it comes to our Civil War history. He is. We walked around. It was me, Randy. Randy's surprised. Well, I knew about it. I took time off of work to go pick Randy up 2.5 hours away at an airport and drove him to Mark's house to surprise Mark. And then Mark stopped what he was doing and said, all right, guys, get in the car. We're going to Washington, D.C., which is not far from his house, maybe 25-minute drive, but you're still going in. He knew where to park. We parked for free near, he took us to some of the museums that he's done a lot of work in, and for. But then we walked the whole mall. And he literally was stopping and telling us, "Oh, this is this, this is that." I had never been there before. We walked in and saw, we were in front of Lincoln Monument. We went and saw. He was telling what this meant, what that meant, and it was just very, very impressive. So I would like to do that again. It was very enjoyable. We were kind of rushed around, but everything Mark does is kind of. You have to keep pace. For a guy with one ACL,
he is fast.
He can get around. But it was just really, really neat. And we're walking down the street, and all of a sudden, I look back, and we're literally behind the White House. You always see pictures of the White House in the front, but I always had a picture of, oh my God, it's this long, lush lawn. No, not really. It was like the size of maybe a football field or so, but it wasn't what you would expect, in the back of, or at least a portion that I saw of the White House. Holy shit, it's right there. I could probably throw a baseball and land into the White House. It was just kind of interesting because remember at one point they had put up the barricades where you couldn't get nowhere, like close to the White House. Remember during the I guess January 6th and shortly after.
Yeah, the riot.
Yeah, the riot. So just interesting, but that was really, really awesome. And I remember driving. We were going to meet him, his family, and a few other people. Overloaded an RV by a lot, I'm sure, looking back. We were going to, like, an hour away from his house, meet him and his wife to pick up the RV. And there was all these, like Troy, and there was all these like Civil War bunkers, like his part of Virginia. That's what it is. If you've ever been there, that's all it is. Oh, and he's like, like this battle was on this field here, and they had
here, yeah.
And he knew about it. I'm like, it's just very neat to me,
I kind of wish I knew him when I was back there in Virginia. Oh man,
yeah, he is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to that stuff. It really is cool. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the Smithsonian, the World War II Memorial, Vietnam,
Yep, I would like to go back. It was a beautiful day. I think it was a September day. I think we were going to the Commander game or something. I forget, but it was
that area though, up and through that east coast of Virginia. That is
where Mark lives is really
history.
nice. I mean, the value of what he paid for his house and what he can get for his house, just based on area, is like 10-1. Because it's a hotbed. He's like,
not to mention that house is a historical landmark.
Yeah, exactly.
6 years old.
Oh, well, you mean the red brick? I'm talking about his actual house in Springfield.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, that's Springfield.
Because he's in Virginia, but
okay.
I'm in South Jersey, and it takes me 3 hours to get there. So it's in Virginia. I have to go over the bridge into Delaware. I skirt Pennsylvania because I don't go that way, but I'll go over into Delaware, through Maryland, through D.C., through Virginia. It takes me 3 hours. That's it. But he's literally a stone's throw. He's right over, like across from where Washington, D.C. is. So I enjoyed that. I'd like to do that again. It was just a beautiful day. We got lucky. But anyway, I don't care what we talk about. Like I said, I didn't write a lot down. Obviously, we could talk about what happened. Obviously yesterday, it's crazy. My sister, I know she likes him, and she had texted me right before I was going on air, and she's like, "Did you hear about Trump?" And they were all upset. I'm like, I was impressed. Like when you watched it, the people were not scared. You heard some screams, but for the most part, they were basically ready to take a bullet for him, which is very, very cool because normally the Secret Service is the only people that are willing to do that. What's up, Tommy Montoya? How you feeling today, my guy? Hopefully you're feeling good. Hopefully you're doing good, my man. Sure, Brad, don't wish that on me.
That the man got up and pumped his fist up and was like,
dude,
almost shot. Oh man,
again,
was absolutely.
Well,
if he want,
hey, say what you want to about the man. That's some pretty ballsy shit right there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well,
I wondered if he was ready to try and get back up and
he was out of his shoes
rally.
Too. He said, "Let me get my shoes on before I stand up." And all the Secret Service guys are just saying,
"Let's go!"
Yeah, and Trump just—they
were ready to pick him up and take him out.
You know what? at
He's
that
all
point, he's 78 years old, right? I mean, let's face it. You got to put yourself in his shoes, right? He's done everything that you could possibly want to do in his life. He was a president, and then all the I'm not going to get political, but a lot of stuff's happening that maybe shouldn't be happening, and now they're trying to kill him. Once you realize you're not dead and dying, of course I'm going to come out. I probably would have flipped off the bird to two people saying, "All right, you missed me, bitch." The old Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, they had a picture
yeah.
of him. They put Donald Trump's face on Neo from the Matrix dodging the bullets.
Oh God. See, now that's clever, but fight. Darlene, that may be the case, and like I said, I'm not saying here saying that he's my guy or not, but he don't deserve to get shot and killed, Darlene. Just because he cares about himself.
You know what's interesting? 1 centimeter, 1 millimeter, I think it was.
Nobody deserves that. That's how screwed we are as a society, that we can have guys that are running on opposite ends of the spectrum who, I'll be honest, I don't care. I don't love either one of them. In the end, I think one's better than the others. But
look, people could say whatever they want to. Like, I'm sorry, people say they're going to vote for Joe Biden. Hey, you do what you do, but I've been around a lot of old people in my life. The dude is in early stages of dementia and Parkinson's. I'm not stupid. That's elder abuse. If I'm sorry, you can vote for whoever you want to, but if you vote for this man, you support abusing the shit out of the elderly. That's my opinion. Take it however you want to. But if I'm his grandson, I'm telling him, look, you need to be at home with your feet kicked up with a damn tea in hand.
You know what I said, Wade? I said it like a couple weeks, like when all this shit started coming out. I said that if I was his kid, I would put my arm around him and said, Dad, we're going home. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're going home. We're not. Again, there's nothing more to prove. And whether you're Trump or Biden, listen, Joe Biden, you've done a great job. I mean, as far as life's concerned, we can differ. You've accomplished a lot. Now that you're deteriorating as much as you are, you've done a lot. I think it's time for you to come home and enjoy the rest of your life. But that's just me.
I don't want to hear none of this. He could still do it, dude. I drank at a lot of VFWs around Dallas. I've been around a lot of World War II vets in their 90s. And they were sharper than him. I don't want to hear none of that. And he's only 80. And those guys were like 95, 96. Actually.
83. But it seems like Trump and him are like 10 years apart, don't it? When they're only 5 years apart. It seems like, but Biden's so much older than Trump. It's just the way it looks. But anyway, he was only 20 years old, Tommy. It's ridiculous. I mean, like Wade was saying.
Suicide mission. He knew he was.
But Wade, what was really weird was the crowd. If you watch any of the interviews, the crowd saw the guy setting up 4 minutes prior. He was there a while, and they were trying to
a guy was pointing him out.
Yes, they were waving to this
right here.
The Secret Service. I'm telling you, Wade, the effing the
they
NFL has bigger security.
Someone's got to get fired.
When I went to the draft, Troy and Chris, trust me when I tell you, I had to go through 2 different metal detectors. You literally had to walk almost 3/4 of a mile to get actually through the last set of gates to get into the draft area. That's why you remember when we went to the draft in Kansas City, and then the next year they had after the season, they had the parade because Kansas City went on to win the Super Bowl. Well, the NFL draft, that would have never have happened. Never have happened. These kids would not have got guns into that area. Now, this thing, you would have thought it would have been easy. They had snipers, Wade. They had snipers. You couldn't point at a guy laying on a white or gray metal roof sticking out like a thumb with a friggin' rifle in his hand.
I'm sorry, that's just lame ass security in my opinion.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Just lame ass security.
Then I saw a video of somebody sitting inside the crowd looking up at literally from his vantage point on a effing iPhone or whatever he had, looking up, saying, "Oh, there's the shooter. He's not moving. He must be dead." After they shot him. So that's how easy it was to spot him. So that was on the Secret Service. Kind of makes you wonder, right? When you start talking
if
about
Trump doesn't turn his head in that direction, if he was looking straight forward at the crowd in front of him,
hit him.
a bullet would have hit him.
Yeah.
Would have hit him. Like him turning his head that direction, like literally saved his life.
Darlene, why are we upsetting you? We're not saying anything good or bad about him. We're just saying he don't deserve to die. That's all we're saying, Darlene. I'm sorry you're upset.
I don't even think. I mean, damn, I wouldn't even say. I don't even like Joe Biden, but I wouldn't say he deserves to get assassinated. No.
I agree with you on that. We could have upgraded, but it didn't. But anyway, all right. Let's talk. Let's talk Cowboys then.
Let's talk about the Cowboys and how they're not
what
going
do you
to
got?
sign Dak, CD, or Micah.
Yeah, another home run. Jesus Christ! Damn.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What is it now?
18-3.
Oh my gosh.
This is their World Series.
Bye, Philly.
Smash them like so. Anyway,
I heard trade rumors during the week. They're going to trade CD Lamb to Carolina.
Yeah, not
I heard all sorts of
Yeah,
rumors.
that's not happening.
So much stuff that it's just ridiculous anymore.
All right,
Stupid.
well, here
I don't know
it's
where they come up with these things.
Tyreek Hill on contract.
I honestly don't think they're going to sign anyone. I honestly think like they're going to go through this season and not sign anyone.
No,
like I literally think that's about to happen.
Well,
It
they're not going
feels
to have
like that,
CD
too.
Lamb then because I think he's holding out. So.
I think they're in between a rock and a hard place. I was hearing Brian Broaddus talk like the Cowboys are in a weird situation. Like, yeah, Dak is good, but we haven't gotten to an NFC championship.
Yeah, I know he
Like
was.
we've gone 12 and
What's
5
up,
3 years
Lee
in a row, but
Commander?
he's been on our team for 8 years, but it's
Yeah. Yep, I lost you though. Are you there, Wade?
do we give him 60 million or do we not?
I don't give him 60. No, I don't think you have to. But if you
No.
do, then he's gone.
I'm just like, if we sign Dak for 60, does it elevate our chances of getting to an NFC championship or a Super Bowl? Like, if we do or don't,
It's
like
fine,
we haven't gotten
Darlene.
there.
We're just trying to. I mean, everything is good, Darlene. Like I said, this is what's wrong with it. We can't even have a conversation because not of our fault, not your fault, Darlene, or my fault. I think the media has bumped up, and both of these sides you can't have a civil. You're either right or you want to kill the other person. That's where we've come as a society. Brad, we have to sign CD. I agree. I think they will sign CD. Wade, I do think we'll get CD done because we'll save so much money by doing so. He counts 17 million. What's up, Stephen Brown? How are you, brother? You gonna hop in here or what? The link is in the community tab. I think CD counts for 17 million on the cap this year. If we re-sign him, that'll drop that number to about 7. And again, if we really want to go anywhere, I don't think Dallas is really going to sit back and say, we just want to go through the motions and not try and win. Jerry's at that age. He's going to try and win. Now, they may be stingy in the offseason as far as giving out money. I do expect them to do stuff by the time we play a game.
I also think they're at a fork in the road though, because that Green Bay loss, I think, threw a wrench in everything. Like, oh God, like we had it made. We were the 2nd seed, and we had home field advantage there up into the NFC Championship, and we got the doors blown off by the 7th seed. I think Jerry and the franchise are like, what do we do?
Right.
We got a lot of decisions we got to make. Like, do we keep this team intact or do we just blow this crap up?
Yeah, this is true. Get to the chat here. Let's see. We can always have money around. We can get Prescott. Yeah, Darlene, I think we could do everything. I think you could definitely do Dak and you could do CD. Mike is not getting paid. He's only counting, I think, 4.5 or 5 million this year. You're not going to make a deal where he's going to save more than that. If we re-sign Dak, it'll be after the year, probably around this time next year. Game time. Happy Sunday. How you doing, Raymond Walker? But yeah, Linda Conyers. A stable QB is the foundation of it, building a Super Bowl champion. I agree, Linda. What I will say is, I don't know, like what Chris thinks or Troy thinks about this. Troy, I want your honest opinion because when you talk to an Eagle fan, they always say, "Well, Dak's had 8 years, right? He has 8.
Right.
He's had 8 years. You know." It's time to move on. Now, I know better. I'm not moving on without somebody. I'm not
Exactly. You need to have somebody in place.
What is your
if
point?
you're gonna do
Like,
it.
what do you really think? Best case and worst case with Dak Prescott going forward. What do you think? What do you think they're going to do? And what do you think? How do you think it can be successful?
Worst case, Dak walks after this year.
Okay.
Best case, Dallas signs him before the season starts. And then starts to.
Now you're instantly
we've
going to
got-
create. Well, this is what I think they want to do, though, Troy. I think they want to keep his a cap number. So if they sign him before the season, I think it would probably not. I don't know how that works, Wade, but they probably wouldn't
think
take
it's gonna come down.
effect until next year.
If Mike Fisher is right, which I'm not saying Mike Fisher's right about everything, he's pretty confident this is a clean up the cap year and next year is a rebuild year.
I know they have like over 100 million next year, and
This is the
All
this is the let it all these contracts play out, clean up the cap, and then like rebuild team next season.
Then my question
I've
to you
kinda
is
thought,
this: then why not? If that's truly the case, and you don't,
That's
plan
why
on-
they ain't done nothing.
Then why not try and trade these guys
and get something
before
in
the
return.
draft? Why?
Yeah.
That I was crying. You could have went to Dak and said, "Listen, pick a few teams you would want to go to. We'll allow you to negotiate a deal." Remember, I was saying it. I'm like, if they're not going to re-sign him, I want him traded. I want to get something. I like a fourth round
we
draft
need
pick
to
don't mean
get
shit.
something for
CD
him.
is worth a lot, Wade. He's worth a lot of money.
So
Why not make a move
So I
then?
heard Mike Fisher talk about, okay, they'll let all this play out this year, let all the cap clear. They'll franchise CD and they'll work out a contract down in this next off
Really?
year. Like, why do we got to rush on Micah?
No, I'm not rushing on Mike.
No, we don't.
So you could franchise CD Lamb still. They're going to play this out.
Thanks,
They're going to
Elena.
franchise CD Lamb.
Anyway,
They're going
going back.
to let this whole year play out and not sign anyone. I'm telling you, they're not going to. That's why they ain't done nothing.
Well, we'll know soon enough. If they go into the year and CeeDee Lamb is
Like,
holding out, then
If one yard they're doing, they're going to. This is what they're doing. I don't know. I don't know what y'all think by what certain month if they've literally extended or signed anyone. Like for you to know they're not going to do nothing. I don't know what would
A
be the
training
cutoff
camp.
for y'all.
I would say training camp. Remember last
And
year?
you really know after the season trade deadline too that they won't do nothing.
Well, do you remember?
Anyway, you
Go
you
ahead.
were
Like that.
asking me my best case, worst, and
Yeah.
worst case. Worst case, they let Dak go. I mean, Dak walks in free agency and signs with another team.
But
That's
here,
worst case.
see, here's my thing, Troy. With that, if that's the case, you should have traded him
Exactly.
or released him. And
Mm-hmm.
why do I tell you that? I tell you that because then that would have put us in a position to have a better draft pick next year.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Here you go, Trey.
I agree.
Here you go,
I-
Trey Lance. The team is yours. Now, listen, at that point, if he all of a sudden becomes this unbelievable quarterback, then everything's beautiful. If not, then okay, now you're looking at a 5-6 win team, and because our
you're gonna
schedule
have
is
to-
tough, and then we're gonna have a good pick to be able to address it. What we're going to
Yeah.
end up doing under Wade's scenario is win 10 games and be effed because we're not going to get any pick until the following year for Dak. What's that going to be, a 4th round pick? And CeeDee Lamb, we're going to, I guess trade him next year. That's the thing. They wait until it's too late. Wade,
So-
my only thing to
Well, I
you,
was
Wade,
gonna
is they
say
need to
past
identify
November isn't-
what they're doing.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, if you sign contracts after November, doesn't it affect
Yes. the
like the
following
next
year.
year's cap.
Yes.
So if they do decide, that's what I'm saying. Like after November, if they start, they could work out all these contracts, and it could affect the following year's cap, where it doesn't affect this year's. They may do that.
Yes.
It's a possibility.
Because I did bring that up a couple months ago when I was hearing that. And I think it was Broadus. I think Broadus actually said, don't be surprised if they go into the season. And he kept saying November. And I thought it was because of that exact reason that they are able to manipulate
I hadn't heard
the
about
cap.
that.
Yes, they
I
can
hadn't heard
manipulate
that
the
from
cap
Broadus.
to
Okay.
where it's more beneficial. They take more of a hit this year, which they're already willing to do. And then, you know,
And then
Let's think about it. What have they got? Like over 100 million in cap space next year, and
Oh,
then
yes,
they'll
they
have
do.
the boost.
yes.
They'll have a
And
boost from more cap.
Yes.
Like they could literally
Now, I would agree
revamp
with
this
that.
entire roster next year.
I would agree with that. I just wouldn't agree with they're going to
Question
let
being
CD
is-
go or that. I don't
This
think
is
What
that-
kind of-
basically a lost season. Then this is basically a lost
Well,
season.
not
right
if
here.
these players are still here playing. You know, financially.
What I mean by lost season in the aspect of like they didn't push any chips in to get better. It was like we're just going to stay the course.
I
and,
agree.
You know,
I agree. You're right. So, for how old is Jerry Jones? Do we know? 80s. He's in his 80, at least 82,
he's
right?
82.
82,
83.
83. Okay, so you're gambling
up there.
that you're going to live another year. I'm sorry, Jerry. Again, these things happen quick, people. When you're that age, you could be good 1 month, and then the next month you could be ridiculous. So, and getting ready to check out.
that's
Sorry.
why Jerry said we're all in on this year as far as all these contracts, these 1 year contracts, and
With
what's
what we
left
got.
with all these with what we got. And someone probably told Jerry, look, next year is when we got all this cap space. We'll reload. We'll sign all these players and re-up.
Mm,
We need to clear the cap.
Mhm.
yeah,
That's
well,
what I'm thinking.
yeah, and I don't have a problem with that. Well, what happened with Felix? Out, my brothers. Got to have a great day, y'all. All right, see you, Felix. Back to the Packers game. That game was over at halftime. Jerry has not been humiliated like that to his whole NFL ownership career. I don't know, Wade and Troy. You guys might have a better answer. When do you think Jerry was embarrassed?
I think Jerry was
more?
at his most embarrassed after the whole 90s Cowboys fell apart and the franchise was like in the abyss. Troy Aikman retired.
Do you think
Dave
he was
Campbell,
embarrassed?
5-11. Oh, I think he was absolutely embarrassed.
Now, Troy,
The
what do you think?
disgrace. He let that team fall apart.
I have my I'll comment on that in a sec. But, Troy, what do you think about when do you think Jerry's been the most embarrassed as an owner?
Probably during those 5-11 seasons.
See, I look at it this way, Wade, and listen, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just throwing out another opinion for like talking points here. I'm thinking this. After they won those 3 Super Bowls, when did they move out of 18? Like, when did they land the deal to move to Frisco and do the whole AT&T? I think
2000-ish.
Was that like set? It wasn't like
Well,
8,
I
9.
think
The
their
plans are already
focus-
in.
Some of it.
I think
the
they
plane-
were
yeah,
not
the plans
embarrassed
were
about
there.
any records. Did they want to win? Yeah, but they were so just coming off a Super Bowl wins that they had in their mind, right? They had time. They had time to be able to do it. Not that they were trying to lose, but you know the difference. It ain't much in this league to win a Super Bowl and to do what they're doing, which is win 12 wins and not win any friggin' playoff games. It's not that far apart. It really isn't. But it's those key moves that you don't do that Wade's been talking about in the offseason that teams like the Eagles are doing that are the difference. It's not Dak versus Jalen. Don't kid yourself. It's not. It's who's that extra edge rusher or linebacker or offensive tackle or whatever, tight end. It's that missing link piece. But I think their focus went right to AT&T. Remember, Frisco was nothing. They went into Frisco. Next thing you know, they have a brand new facility. They have bumped that franchise's value upwards and over $10 billion. The last time I saw it was like 11. I think they were all about the money. I think they were all about building the brands. They've had their success, right? Jerry won 3 Super Bowls. more than the previous 2 in the whole history of the Cowboys. So in his mind, now all of a sudden he's been in this mode of thinking he's doing the right thing, and now we're sitting here, 28, 29 years later, and we haven't had another Super Bowl. And now I think the pressure is bad. I think you're right. I think that Packer game was friggin' embarrassing.
It was a huge embarrassment.
I think it was bad.
Yeah, but I don't think he's embarrassed. I think he has too much pride.
Then again, he just had to come out and pay off his baby mama for the 3rd time. So maybe that was embarrassing. Maybe what was the who was the guy? It wasn't Rich Dalrymple, was it? No, who was the guy who was spying on the cheerleaders and they had to pay the cheerleaders $2 million and they kept that hush hush. Who was the guy who was doing that? Was that Rich Dalrymple? Yeah, maybe it was.
I think it was Rich Dalrymple.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of scandal in that organization, starting with the owner. He was running around while they were winning Super Bowls. He's sowing his oats when he's got a wife and kids at home, right? And, Jerry's puffing his chest out like he had something to do with it. Not saying you didn't, Jerry, but you were a lot smaller part than you want to realize. Jimmy Johnson's the reason why we won those 3 Super Bowls.
And the coaching staff that was assembled with it. I believe that Jimmy Johnson, that coaching staff that was assembled with it was
we had a Butch Davis. It goes on and on, but
go and look at their drafts. Go and look at the drafts. So that team could have stayed together. Jerry, there was no good drafting and assembling of that team after Jimmy left. Like, it just started falling apart slowly. If that team could have stuck together, go back and look at the late 90s. Like, they still had some solid players, but man, they were drafting was terrible.
Look, I liked Greg Ellis. I really did. But in 98, imagine what in the hell would have happened if we had Moss.
Randy Moss.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I know we had like a culture problem going on with a lot of player behavior, but who don't? But still, I look at that and I'm like, dude, look at the numbers that Minnesota put up that year.
Maybe
and we got one of the all-time leading rusher. We got Irvin. We were missing Novacek, but that would have probably helped out a lot to have a guy like Moss on the other side. We screwed up ever since Jimmy's been gone.
Yeah.
And it's a control issue is what it is, in my opinion.
Well, that's why when you go back to 95 and you see Troy Aikman losing his shit on the sideline.
Oh, yeah.
He was losing. Michael Rizzo, what's up, my guy? How are you? Thank you, my man. Yeah, hop on in the Zoom call if you want. The link is in the
so the thing is, Troy Aikman retired in 2000. He said he could have kept playing for a while. He just got tired of the bullshit.
Yeah, he thought about going to Detroit. Up and down the sideline. I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. I say Dak needs to kick rocks, John Gotti. Again, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to hate you here, bro. I think it's Stephen Jones more than Jerry. I think Stephen Jones is trying to run the show. I agree with you, Darlene. I definitely do agree with you. But the bottom line is Jerry Jones is too stubborn to relinquish the general manager title. So we're going to light his ass up because as far as I know, you're making a call.
That's the thing, too.
You're the GM.
He won't let his coaches say, this is the player I want.
Or do their job.
Linda Conyers, has my owner and GM done everything within their power to put our team in the best possible position? This question operates as fact. Not if you have the best players. Depth is everything. Linda, again, 100%. It's absolutely that's a great statement. And the answer to that is, as far as the Cowboys, are no. The Eagles, I would say they've done a lot more than Dallas, and they've done as much as they could. I think they have concerns going forward with the cap, so there's not much more they could do, but there's still a little bit more they could do. But their numbers start to get really bad once 2027 hits. So, but up till now, they were able to sign A.J. Brown, which shocked me. They were able to bring in Saquon, re-sign Devontae Smith, re-sign A.J. Brown, which we all thought he was a goner. Hats off to you. Hats off to you.
Yeah, this Cowboys team this year is going to have to win in spite of front office.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. We're going to have to hit a home run with our draft.
That's literally going to have to play like Tom Brady or Joe Montana for us to win.
Yeah, Montana.
And be like that in the playoffs.
Montana, not Montana. Remember that. Folks, stop believing for 1 second Steven is making the final decision on anything. Jerry's still the stamp of approval. Lead commander?
No, that's not what I've heard from a lot of the people that have been in that organization. Like Brian Broaddus, he's 100% sure that Steven's got control of this franchise.
I think Steven's got control, and I think he's trying to hit lightning in a bottle every year. He's close. That's the one thing that cracks me up, Wade, when you hear guys like Drew, and I don't see Drew in here, when you hear guys like Drew run their mouth about our franchise, right, with everything that's being said, we are right there. We're not far away. Make no mistake. We're a player or two away from holding up the trophy. That's why it's frustrating. If we weren't, I would be like, okay, we just can't get it done. If we were like,
and Brian Broaddus explained the reason, Brian, why Steven has more control. Jerry had a health scare over 10 years ago where they thought he was going to die. This is like risk of death. And he handed over the keys, Steven, because, it was scary. Whatever that health scare was, they were scared he was going to die. So he put Steven in control. That's why Steven's in control now.
Okay, so he's the handler then. Okay.
Then just give up the damn GM job and stop being I don't know, like an attention.
Jerry's not a spring chicken. He may not wake up, tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not trying to be rude, but that's a fact. Real quick, Mark Hutchin, the $4.99 super chat. Cowboys been going downhill ever since Jerry Jones took over the general manager. Mark, 100%. Again, I love Jerry, and this is where it gets kind of weird because I'm not biting. I don't know. Was a bite in the hand that feeds you? Is that how? Is that the term? Yeah, I love Jerry Jones. He will forever be a hero. He brought 3 Super Bowls to us. Bottom line is, he was the owner and general manager at the time that he decided to hire Jimmy. At the time that he decided to let Jimmy do Jimmy, which helped us. So thank you, Jerry, for that.
I will say this: like the 07-08 Cowboys, Jerry did assemble a damn solid team. The issue is Bill Parcells hung it up too soon. If those teams had a strong coach like a Parcells that was very stern and firm with the team, to keep them in check, those teams would have been more focused. I guarantee it. We had Wade Phillips. Damn, the dude's a cream puff. He's not going to get after these guys.
Brad, thanks, man.
Mm-hmm. Discipline and stuff.
He's not going to discipline.
I'll buy it with your $20 super chat, Brad. We'll buy some stock in the Cowboys.
You think Bill Parcells is going to let Tony Romo and all them go to Cabo? Home field advantage?
No.
Well, that's what
they're in there getting coached up. That's what's happening with Parcells. He's in there coaching them up.
I was very disappointed with Jason Witten ever since that, because he was a part of that, right? Him and
Tony Romo, and
dude, the next season the team was even better. They signed Tank Johnson.
Yes,
they signed Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Dude,
and they had the same squad from the year before. They had that same squad from the year before, and that team was stacked. And they missed the playoffs.
Is this what you guys want to hear? Hey, wait, I think they like hearing us suffer verbally. I think that's what it is. I think that there are certain people in the chat that just want to hear us reminisce and realize how far we've fallen. That's all. Yeah. We don't care that the president has almost got shot or he got shot, almost died. We want to see the Dallas Cowboys fans hurting on live streams. It is what it is. But again,
yeah, I can't wait to see the Philadelphia Eagles fans hurting next year when they find out Jalen Hurts turns into a potato.
Well, listen, Wade, if that happens with the amount of talent that they have around him, could you imagine? They have
He's not a bad quarterback. He just needs to learn how to get to a second and third read.
But again, it's all going to come down to Kellen Moore and if he allows Jalen to just run and work off of that RPO, run pass option, then they'll be very successful. If he tries anything else, I don't think it's going to work. But sometimes the talent just overwhelms, and they have a lot of talent, Wade. But if he does fail,
yeah, well, the older he gets, that whole run, I agree I agree with players like Shannon Sharp and a lot of these older players.
It's not
Like
going to
you
last
either
long.
you either morph into a pocket passing quarterback that can pick apart defenses, or you will not last in the NFL. That's all there is to it.
I agree, but like Lamar, I think Lamar has to play a certain way to win, and Dak gets shit on for his 2-5 record, but Lamar has a 2-4 playoff record.
Just wait until Lamar starts getting into his 30s. It's all going to change. He's either going to morph into a pocket passing quarterback, or he's going to get smashed out of the NFL starting lineup. That's what's going to happen.
Mark Hutchins says, technically it went downhill ever since the salary cap was put in place. I agree with that, too. We haven't been very good with the salary cap. We're under every year, but so is everybody. You have to be under. But I think that we have not done a good job in timing of contracts, just looking ahead, identifying who we want to keep earlier than when they have to decide because of a deadline. Deadlines make deals because you're a lame GM.
There's Captain Drew. Get in here, buddy.
So, the salary cap was an issue.
Again, Drew, he's 2-4 in the playoffs.
He ain't won. That's the thing. Unless look, man, I judge every quarterback winning Super Bowls. Unless you win a Super Bowl,
Drew. Very opposite. What's up? See, he looks at it. Well, he's been to the championship game. Okay, so if you're saying if Dak's,
I got more.
Again, I could care less about that.
A quarterback that went to a Super Bowl and lost. I'm sorry.
I'm not as Atlanta.
Hell,
I'm
Jim
not wishing you to
won
lose.
2 Super Bowls.
I'm just saying he's on his 4th offensive coordinator because they're searching to try and get something great out of him. The one great year was RPO. Now Wade points out that if you run RPO long enough, it's going to get you. It is. So, but that's
ask any Hall of Fame offensive lineman, or they all talk about this in their podcasts. That's why Brady lasted for so long. He sat in that pocket and picked apart defenses. Unless you do that when you get older, you're not going to make it in the NFL. You're going to get crushed.
Again, I don't want to make it to the championship game and lose, Drew. I'm fine. If you're telling me now we're losing the Super Bowl, then I'll just keep going, dude. No. Again, Drew, we just differ. It's not crazy
Super
talk.
Bowl victory, Super Bowl loss ain't good enough for me. I got to have a Super Bowl victory.
Yeah, if I'm getting to the Super Bowl, you got to win it. Again, just talk to anybody who's ever lost in a Super Bowl. Jim Kelly will tell you they don't feel happy that he made the 4 straight
years. Yeah,
it's an absolute embarrassment to his family and the organization that they didn't win one. It's a all it is, Drew, is a difference of opinion and how you see things. You may see things like a glass half empty. I see it as a glass, half full. It is what it is.
If I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, you cannot lose that Super Bowl. Again, you needed to win. You had to win that.
Right. Yes.
Because you may not make it back. You had to win it. You were in position to win, but y'all didn't win. And if I'm an Eagles fan, I am absolutely just distraught.
I would be distraught. Exactly. Because you waited, I don't know, Wade, how many years was it prior to their first Super Bowl victory? All right. It was 19. When did the NFL start? Dallas started in 60, but the NFL was when?
The Eagles have been around since the 40s.
But I mean, when did the Super Bowl era start?
1966.
65, 66 season.
Okay. So again, you would have moved up in that upper echelon. You know what I mean? You would have been considered amongst the greats if you would have won another one in a 2 and a 4 year span. Again, I guess here's probably what it is. Drew's happy because he's an Eagle fan and he got to see his team in a Super Bowl. I don't know. I don't think it was 2 and 4 years. It was 2 and I don't know. Maybe it was. But again, when time moves on, you don't look at that as you're already going to see a drop-off this year. As talented as that offensive is, we talked about it last night. You weren't on, Wade. I did a live stream last night. We went through each division. And when you look at it, there's Wade, the whole league got better, minus, 3 or 4 teams, guys, that are going to be probably pretty bad. Outside of that, every division is going to be harder this year. So I don't think 12 wins is probably going to win this division. I think 11 might win it. Just looking at the competition, but again, it's how we look at it. There's no right and wrong. You have your opinion. We have ours. That's how we're going to roll. Darlene, they lost one of the best players that you can want on the offensive line. It's not, but Darlene, but I don't think the drop off is going to be as bad as people think. Where it's going to hurt them is not having Kelsey is going to be. It may be the difference from winning a game in the playoffs where you need that one play to identify where the pressure's coming from, something, or to get that extra yard. And Kelsey was just unbelievable at doing that. And that's where those important moments you miss players like that. So, David Cowboy, what's going on? How are you, brother? Coyote, not trying to piss Eagles fans off, but who brags about going to anything? It's about a ring. Again, Coyote, it is what it is, man. To each his own. Game time, shorting the pack. You know I love. Come on, Sledhead. You know, I told you the whole league got better. Chicago. We talked about it last night, Wade. Chicago Bears are putting together a prolific offense. They just gotta, if Caleb is a home run, then watch out. I mean, I think they're going to be in the mix. Detroit obviously is really, really, really good. And I think Minnesota is probably be bringing up the rear this year, but maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, Linda Eagles. She says Eagle fans are focusing on this season alone, and that's a. If I'm an Eagle fan, that's all you have to watch out for.
I would fall back on NFL history. Hold on. So, name me a run option quarterback that was in the NFL starting and actually like very good past like 35.
I don't know how old was Steve Young, Troy, when he retired? He was probably good, right?
He was in his 30s. Yeah,
What's
he was
up,
in
Donnie's
I
drum
think he was like
covers? What's up, brother?
Yeah, but we all know dang well who Steve Young. We're talking about Steve Young.
Yeah, Steve Young.
Oh, we all know Steve Young. If you took away his legs, he could have sat back there in that pocket and passed all damn day.
Yeah, he did it before too.
Yeah, so I'm saying, if you take away Jalen Hurts' legs, can he sit back there in the pocket and pick apart defenses all day?
Mm-mm.
He had a lot of time to do that. That's the thing.
My
He did
question.
have a lot of time
I'm going,
behind that line, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm going through NFL history.
No, but
like,
I mean,
those are
you
the
would thought he would
quarterbacks
have been
that
able
last.
to. Hey, Drew, you working or what? You can't come in here? I want Drew and Wade to go out for about half hour. So
It's the truth. But it's the truth, though. The quarterbacks that last are pocket passing quarterbacks.
Yes. I agree with you. And I think here's the question to my Eagle fans. And all right, that's fine, Drew. I was only messing with you, bro. I am going to reach out to you. I'm going to do a show with you. And we're going to go at it. And you can represent the Eagles. But what I wanted to talk about is I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Yeah, he's a good passer. No. Yes, it's a good pocket. Oh, that's what I was talking about. That's going to be the question. Is one of two things are going to happen. Do you think Wade, let me ask you this, because the Eagles are, because they haven't paid for Jalen Hurts' contract yet. That hasn't kicked in. You know what I mean? It really hasn't. JoJo's on a roll. I think she has 2 I got to put in. I got you, sweetie. I'm sorry. JoJo has 2. That's because they're not they're, I guess, super stickers. So I'm gonna put you in twice for the drawing. But let me get my thought out. Either A, Wade, that they're going to try and mix in RPO because they know that's what he does well, or like they did with Dak Prescott. You remember this? They did do that with Dak because Dak was a kind of an RPO, or he was like an improviser. He would hike the ball, roll out, and that's what made him special the first few years. Then they said, holy shit, we need to make him more of a pocket passer or he's not going to last. If they try and make him a pocket passer, then that's the question. Can he do it?
He's going to have to here eventually. That's the thing is, like, every quarterback that runs, they're eventually going to slowly, as they get older, they're going to slow down. They're going to have to morph into pocket passing quarterbacks. It's only natural in the NFL. Look at Dak. damn, dude, his career almost got ended. He snapped his leg. He barely can run anymore. He's got to sit back in that pocket now. I'm not saying Dak don't run it at all, but damn.
In the playoffs, he tries to up. Here you go, JoJo. I got 2 tickets for you. Thank you.
He's even saying right now, look at Dak now. His leg is like he's having to wear a freaking boot on his leg now because I'm getting older and my leg's hurting.
He can't go fishing on a boat without a boot.
I'm just saying, like,
no, you're right.
These are grown men that will hurt you and will end your career. Like, you can't. Running quarterbacks do not last forever in the NFL. They just don't.
No, and that's why, like, if you're still listening, I think the important thing is for Jalen to get better as a pocket quarterback, or this may be his last big contract. You know what I mean? He's going to have to develop into more of what Dak is. You don't have to like what I say, but I'm not the only one saying it. Dak right now, regardless of playoff wins, is a better he's a better
overall quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
And that's not me saying it. You watch any of these shows, all of a sudden they're all saying it. All of a sudden it's almost time to kick the ball off, and they're all saying, "Well, Dallas, no, don't start your shit now. You already buried us, 2 months ago. Leave us buried until we pull an Undertaker and come out of the grave." You know what I mean? So we'll see. But I mean, Dak Prescott.
And here's the argument. This is what's his name? Oh my gosh, what's that show?
I don't have stats, Elena.
Speak for yourself. Who's on there?
I do have vodka though.
He's former Eagle running back, Shady McCoy.
Yeah, McCoy.
Because when that guy said, "I'll take Dak," it's like, "I'll take Dak over Jalen," and then Shady McCoy was like, "Well, he hasn't won or done anything. I take the quarterback that is better in the playoffs." And it's like, okay.
Yes.
Okay, Shady, you're going to use that argument? Are you going to use that argument? Okay, Shady, I'll take freaking Troy Aikman over Peyton Manning any day of the week then, since he's better in the playoffs.
And what did he say? What did he say?
No, that's what I would have told Shady McCoy.
See,
I'd take Troy Aikman over John.
I'll take Troy Aikman over John Elway. Okay, because he was better in the playoffs. How about that?
You know how I feel about that. I'm tired of people saying what Troy couldn't do. The reason why Troy didn't run a K gun or a shot, he wasn't asked to.
If we're gonna get down to what happens in the playoffs, then
him. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they do the whole thing.
Why do we play the regular season? To choke in the playoffs, Drew. You know that. You know the answer. So we could choke in the playoffs.
The one thing take him over Joe Montana.
What Jalen does really well is he does buy time out of the pocket when he needs to deliver the ball on a spot that he needs to deliver. That's why I love Jalen. Really good.
I think he's great, but Wade brings up a point though. You got to get burned if you continue to play that way. That's the problem.
He's right. He has to learn
to
be a pocket quarterback and learn how to make
an unbelievable challenge. I don't know how any Eagle fan could be upset with what I'm saying. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is not a winning quarterback, a great quarterback in the right system, but in playing so, you better have a good backup because you're going to miss significant parts of the season. You saw what happened 2 years ago when they lost in the Super Bowl. How the hell he made it through that year and actually played unbelievable in the Super Bowl?
Okay, I'll use an example. Randall Cunningham. What was Randall Cunningham's best year?
Best year,
probably
Minnesota, right?
Okay, what would 1998 in the Minnesota Vikings?
Yeah.
What did Randall Cunningham? What was he doing all that season? He was a scrambling quarterback that ran all over the place. And in '98, that man was in the pocket, dicing up every defense in the NFL. That was his best year.
Yeah.
Not
That's
bad
what
that he
you
had
want
3
from
good
your
receivers
quarterback
and 2 good running backs to work with, and Leroy Horde and the other guy that ended up getting the stomach thing. But anyway, I mean, they had some good, even Schlesinger, that tight end, they had Reed and Carter.
Yeah.
Chris Carter, they had some good talent there too. So, and not to mention Denny Green.
Record against teams over. Yeah, I know, Drew. We already talked about that. Dak's record against teams over 500 isn't great. It's not. But held 3 great wide receivers. Y'all need to look up stats of pocket back. Elena, I'm just saying, that's what the professionals are saying about the situation, and we're just echoing it. But don't you think that your best shot is him running RPO? I'm asking, Drew, do you think Dak's best shot is running RPO? Yes or no? I mean, not Dak, Jalen.
Jalen.
That's that. And if you say no, then that's nothing but hope. I mean, he needs to be in a pocket passer. Yeah, but again, it's all hypothetical here.
No, my argument to the Eagles is okay. Dak doesn't beat good teams when it matters. You didn't beat the one good team when it mattered, when you needed to get that second Super Bowl ring.
But they racked up a lot of playoff wins against the Giants, and
and I'm gonna take a pot shot at all you Eagles fans. You needed a damn Philly
Drew's not in here
special
to stick
win
up
your
for
Super
himself.
Bowl.
Go get him.
I wish he was in here. You needed a damn Philly special to win your Super Bowl. You needed a Philly special.
You had to go deep into the menu to pull that one out.
Hey, congrats.
Cowboys didn't need no Philly special to win their Super Bowl.
What
they just
do?
beat down on everyone they played.
What did they do? They got rid of the quarterback who won you the Super Bowl and fired the coach.
Yep.
Really? You bring in Dracula.
1-3 in Super Bowls, and you needed a damn Philly special to win your one with a backup quarterback.
Philly. Foles went toe-to-toe with Brady. Yes, Twiz, and yet you got rid of him. That was frustrating to watch. I to some of my Eagle friends. They were not happy. They were not happy when – just look at Philly 500's reaction when they drafted Jalen Hurts. He was pissed because he knows.
I remember those videos. He was pretty upset.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Speaking of Philly 500, I'm going to have him on the show in a couple weeks. So we're going to.
Hamid.
Yeah.
We need a VCR to watch Cowboys Super Bowls.
It's true. I think I have it on Laserdisc. So that's nice.
I think I do too. I think I have all 5, maybe all 8.
He thinks that bothers me. He thinks that bothers me.
We have 8 Super Bowl appearances.
It's all good,
to your,
bro.
what, 4?
It don't bother me, man. At the end of the day, when I go to sleep at night, I'm good. I just want to win one more, just for my kid, and to remember what the feeling was like.
I mean, damn, I just be like, yeah, Philly. I can also pull out the VHSs of your teams in the Super Bowl getting the shit kicked out of them. So hey.
Oh yeah, the 1980.
1980 Eagles.
Yeah, when Jim Plunkett and the Raiders, who were a wild card team, smacked the heck out of the Eagles.
And that was the first Super Bowl I saw as a kid.
The Raiders were the only AFC team in the 80s to win a Super Bowl. It was all NFC teams.
Yep.
They won 2 Super Bowls in the 80s, the Raiders. They were the only AFC team to do that. Every other AFC team
before the NFC had
that
dominant run, yeah. I think the last Super Bowl before that run was when the Raiders demolished Washington in 83.
And hell, Eagles fan, I'll use the argument. My argument is like, hey, you can say you got to go back on your VHS. At least the Dallas Cowboys dominated a decade, won multiple Super Bowls in a decade, like the Redskins, like the Giants, like the damn Pittsburgh Steelers, like the Patriots and the 49ers. At least those teams have dominated in decades. Your team ain't never dominated in a decade.
Eagles won 1 Super Bowl ring.
Hey, Sledhead, I'd take Montana. I like Montana. But also look at the players he had.
Oh, jeez.
No, Joe Montana was
Super Bowl
badass.
ring value. Who cares about ring value?
Why are we talking about the girlfriends, Drew? Come on now. It's over the line. Come on now. You have a problem with certain things, Drew. There's no reason to go there. We're talking football.
Dominate in a decade, Drew. Win multiple Super Bowls in a decade for once in your franchise history.
Oh, shoot. I thought you guys were talking about a Butterhead or
Eagles
something.
has landed. Yeah, I think I have it on Laserdisc. So there you go. Laserdisc, I have the 3 Super Bowls on Laserdisc. Again,
I mean, damn, even the Miami Dolphins won back-to-back Super Bowls. Even the Dolphins won back-to-back.
Super Bowl 5 on Laserdisc.
That's it, Twiz.
When we
damn,
lost
at least, dude, hold on. Talk shit when your team goes to back-to-back Super Bowls.
Well, Donnie's drum cover says, "Great listening to all you back and forth." I love it, but some people get upset about it. So
How many times have the Cowboys gone to back-to-back Super Bowls? Someone remind me. One of the Eagles.
Let's see.
Someone in the Eagles fans remind me how many times the Eagles have gone to back-to-back Super Bowls. Some Eagles fan remind me when's the last time your garbage franchise went to back-to-back Super Bowls.
All I know is we've done it 3 times.
Well, Donnie,
we've done it 3.
Do you guys think our starting running back is on the current workout roster before preseason?
You guys hearing that stuff too about Zeke possibly being cut before the season?
Oh hell!
I've been hearing that. Why the hell would you sign him then? We're already playing dead money to him this year. Then I don't get it. Oh, freaking weird, man.
I had a double rum and Diet Coke is what I had as, man. I took a double. I knew it was going to be a rough one. Hello, Game Time. What's up, Ruben Walls? How are you, man? What's going on? We're just warming up for the Mark Holmes chat. You think that the Eagles
you mean
have
the
won
Leo
multiple Super
show?
Bowls in the way the
Leo's coming in.
Marcus,
Leo's going to be there.
Damn it, you said 3 times already. He'll be here in a minute.
What's that?
Oh, he's not coming on Brian's.
Yeah, Leo had to be a channel member.
That's right.
So,
I forgot. Yeah, that's right.
He told me he was, but it is what it is. He has to save his talking. His voice probably can't. He probably can't stay awake that long. Wait, Leo, are you in here? Leo, are you watching? If you are, please leave a comment. He probably can't smoke enough because he might pass out before Mark's show. Marcus, we never needed any rings to talk shit. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's fun. But some of the comments go overboard, and some people take it too personal. Again, we understand. We haven't been relevant as of late, so we can't talk too much. But I don't want to hear too much. You kind of have to temper what you're saying because you got one Super Bowl. It's not like you're the Niners, that are
class of the standard.
Yeah. And even the Niners it's been longer for the Niners than it has been us.
Hey, Ruben.
Tina, do you want to come draw a thing? We're up to 97, so we have 85, 95.
3 more dollars?
No. We have one drawing, and then we have a rollover of 87. So a $22 rolling over towards the next drawing. Shake it up. You got to stick your hand in.
Well, shake it up, baby.
Look at that hand. Look at the hand. Look at the hand.
Come on now, baby. Now.
Sorry, couldn't resist, Brian.
You're just picking one, but you really need to make sure it's the right one. No, I'm joking.
I don't know who it is because it's folded.
I'm fine with my one Super Bowl. I got a watch. There you go. You got to watch it in high def. Very good. Very good. Very good. And the winner is... Wait, hold up. Where's my thing? I'm sorry. Let's see here.
Need a drum roll.
Yeah, I know. I have it.
Oh, you do? That's one thing I don't have.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at, but...
There you go.
Oh, no. There you go. It's Coyote. Coyote is the winner.
Congrats.
Coyote is the winner. Coyote, you get to pick from a lot of good items. A lot of good items. So tell me what you want. We got multiple hats. So if you want a hat, a custom hat, let me know. We have a Jalen Hurts bobblehead if you want. We have a Dak Prescott bobblehead. I'll show you the bobble if you want. We have T-shirt. Well, we have the white T-shirts for now. We have an Emmitt Smith unopened book. Emmitt Run with History. This book, and we have Mark Holmes. It's a little dark. It's early in his learning of how to do this, but it's the 5 Super Bowl rings with Charles Haley.
With Charles Haley, yeah.
So it's cool. When it's tough to read up close, but when you have it far away, it looks a lot better. So I got a Charles Haley.
I wish Mark would make one of them little wooden things of Hurts fumbling that ball in the Super Bowl.
I
That'd be a
could
good
probably
one to
get
send
them
out
to
the
do
Eagles
that.
fans.
I could probably get them to do that. But yes, let me know what you want. I got, let me real quick here. I got the navy blue with the star, the Game Time Brian hat. I got the royal blue Game Time Brian hat. No more black, so no. I got what I'm wearing. It's gray with Game Time Brian script. I got an Eagles hat which says Game Time Brian on it. The hats are really a really good item. They cost me $31 plus shipping, so it's a good item. And I got the bobble. If you're a Dallas fan, it's a Dak Prescott in all white. The bobblehead, it's got a number on it. Or I'll give you the Jalen Hurts one if you're a closet Eagle fan. Anyway, let me know if either way, just email me at gametimebrian@gmail.com. I misspelled it yesterday, so I'll try not to. I'll pin it up at the top.
Hey, Brian, Drew wants you to set it up, Wade versus him.
I think that would be fun. I'll narrate it. They just can't yell over each other. Wade will have to tell me when he wants to do it. I would love that.
I'd watch it.
Hey, Coyote, just email me what you want, brother. Think about it. Hats. I got the white T-shirt with the Game Time Brian on it, which, we got the plaque, we got the Emmett book, we got the bobbleheads. So let me know what you want. Email me and don't forget
if we're going to have a Eagles Cowboys Wade versus Drew, I'm going to have to pull out every trick in the book.
Just real quick, when you email me, Coyote, make sure you email me your name and full address so I could send it to you. Then I'll shoot you the tracking number. So let me know, Coyote. But yes, that would be fun. Wade knows your shit, so good luck, Drew. And for that, I would say, even though Drew is, I know Brad has a hard time dealing with Drew, let's just leave it at that. I would hope that
it'll be a fun one to watch.
But
no doubt.
I would say
I don't mind Drew. He's a delusional Eagles fan. He thinks they're the standard. They're the gold
here's
standard.
The deal. I think both you and Drew are the type of people who could yell and scream and agree to disagree and have a beer, whereas some people are going to yell and scream and probably beat the F out of each other. So I don't think you guys are like that. Me, I'm a little bit, I'm not.
I like arguing. I like arguing with people.
So I think you guys will be cool. I think you guys are more alike than you realize. You're just on opposite sides of the argument, if that makes any sense. But all right, let's wrap this up. Listen, in this, I want to start with Troy. Troy, go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Just say what you want to say before we hop on with Mark. Just what's on your mind? How do you want to end this? I don't care what topic you address. Let me know. And I got it. I got it on my watch. Coyote, you're the man.
The only thing I can say is just look out for yourself and love others around you.
Yeah, and that's, again, I think like Darlene got upset. I apologize, Darlene. But again, nobody deserves to be shot at. Okay?
No, they do not.
So that's just leave that at that. Chris May, my brother, what do you got to say? I know I'll see you over there, Mark. I won't be in right away. I try and let everybody talk. I talk enough. And Mark's like, how come you don't come in and help me out? I'm like, because there's a lot of channel members on your Zoom. Yeah, I don't need to. You guys are, so Chris
try
May,
to be there just try to be there for one another, Try to be a difference. It doesn't just one thing positive a day makes a big difference. You'll be surprised. You see somebody hurting, just try to be nice to them or do something nice out of the kindness of your heart. Not because you have to, but it's just because it makes a difference. And for me, I like making pizzas a lot. Game Time knows that.
Oh, I love pizza, even though I'm trying to
I do it for a reason.
Down. There's
just times I know there's people in my neighborhood that might like one. And so sometimes I like to make one for them and surprise them. And it's good to see them smile,
Yeah.
Life's tough enough as it is. And if there's a way to make it a little bit better, at least for somebody, that's a lot better than having it all negative all the time. I mean, we have too much of that anyway. So
yeah,
I love all of you guys, man.
Well, that's what I told you, man. If you end
I
up
don't care if
going
you're
to
an Eagles
Dallas,
fan or a Raiders fan. I don't care. I care about all of you the same.
That's why I said, Chris, if you end up going, if you can figure it out, you can stay with us, man. You can have, I got a suite. It's a 2-room suite, so we can work that out, man. You're welcome to stay there. Real quick, before I get to Wade, Drew says, Wade doesn't kiss the ring of Mark Holmes, and he respects that. Now, Wade, with that, you could say your final words before we head on over to Mark's Zoom call.
I love Mark Holmes. I've been watching him for over 10 years, but I will say this, Mark loves Dak, but me and him are on opposite ends of the spectrum. We'll just put it like that.
Yes. Well said. And
it's all love, Drew. It's all love.
That's what people have to think about. We could be shooting, right? Instead of shooting, we're shooting words, which is like opposite sides. And we think we got the facts. Drew thinks he's got recent facts, and it's hard to argue both. So with that being said, I will see everybody later. Thank you so much. Like I said, we are $22 towards our next drawing, and I will see everybody over at Mark's live stream. Take care, people.
Later. Hey.